Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I will look at the Fall 2017 Seasonal Indie Box. This box will be available exclusively on the Turtle Tootsie website. I will give a direct link down in the description. It will retail for $40 plus shipping, and the first 50 boxes will ship immediately. After that, it's an unlimited pre-order, so definitely get those orders in. This box was sent to me for review, and I'll go ahead and get right into the swatches. So first up is Crushing on Cranberry, and this is coming from Anchor and Heart Lacquer. This polish is described as a cranberry red jelly sprinkled with a lime green hollow glitter, which are showing up pretty well here in the bottle, shifting iridescent glitters, red hollow micro glitters, and a touch of shimmer. So this is a very intense, beautiful mix. There's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Crushing on Cranberry swatched on my natural nail. If you're not familiar, this is a jelly polish, so it is going to start a little bit sheer and maybe a little bit squishy, but this has an intense amount of glitters and shimmer, so it really makes for pretty awesome coverage here. I'll go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. So here's a quick look at that. 2 coats did easily bring this polish completely opaque. If you wanted to, you could always go in for a third to add even more depth, but I was really happy with the finish here at just 2. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. Maybe if you get some of those larger glitters, it may bump up just a tiny bit, but really this does dry around pretty glossy. So here's a look from a different angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So this next polish is called Umber Light, and this is coming from Tonic Polish. I've seen a lot of buzz about this polish already, and that red shimmer in this bottle just has me like, This is described as a red to gold shifting multichrome hollow in a blackened base. So here's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Umber Light swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. This one is in a pretty much jelly formula as well. It really allows that shimmer to build up and adds a ton of depth. So 1 coat's made for a, nice coverage. It's not completely opaque though, so I'll go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. So here's a quick look at that. 2 coats, it does easily bring this polish completely opaque. Very user-friendly. I had no issues with staining or pooling or brush stroking or anything like that. It does have a very super intense red shimmer. It translates so beautifully to the nail. So here's a look at that completed mani. I had 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. This one does dry down fairly glossy, but I do recommend taking the time to go in for a nice glossy top coat to help extend that wear and kind of make that hollow even stronger. So this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So next up is Scattered Leaves, and this is coming from Turtle Tootsie Polishes. This polish is described as a moss golden green linear hollow with orange to green to gold chameleon flaky. So this almost looks super bronze on the nail as well. That hollow is very strong. I'll go ahead and show you a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Scattered Leaves swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. This one is very opaque in just 1 coat. I did still have a tiny flash of nail line, but I feel like if you went in maybe a little bit thicker and a little bit more carefully, you could get it opaque in 1. This one may also be awesome for stamping as well. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it built up for me with an easy second coat. This does for sure bring this one completely opaque. I did have a little bit of issues with the brush stroking here, but just being mindful of them and making nice long strokes is really going to make a huge difference. If you wanted to, you could also go in and sponge that final coat, but really it's no issue at all, especially on the nail. So here's a look at that completed mani. I had 2 coats before a glossy top coat, and then here's a view once more at an angle in that direct sunlight. So I am living for that hollow and metallic combination. This is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So next up is Autumnal Evenings, and this is coming from Colores de Carol. This polish is described as a deep navy blue jelly with a duochrome shimmer that shifts from purple to green and ultrachrome flakies that shift from purple to green to copper, as well as some orange iridescent flakies. So very beautiful mix. I'll go ahead and show you how Autumnal Evenings swatched on my natural nail. Again, this is a jelly formula, so it does start out a little bit sheer, but I did get a nice flush of color here on the base. It applied nice and evenly. I had no issues getting the flakes all spread out and on the nail either. So I'll go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. So here's a quick look at that. I did go in for just a nice normal coat here, and with careful application I got pretty much full coverage here in 2. I did have a flash of nail line left, so I think for personal use I would take the time to go in for a third coat just to add maybe a little bit more depth. So here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight at 2 coats with a glossy top coat. I think this one would be really cool with a matte top coat as well. It really helped bring those ultra chrome flakies to the forefront. So that does wrap up my swatch and review of the fall 2017 seasonal indie box. Again, these are releasing starting on October 1st. I will link the website down below as well as the social media for all of the makers. If you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.com, or you can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.